So as I sit here and reflect on 100 Days of Joy, thank you for joining me in this challenge. My name is Lisa Blunt. If you have not already, make sure you click like and subscribe to this video. But today I want to talk about for 100 Days of Joy, joy in our classroom. So one of the things that stood out to me, I'm on a trip to Puerto Rico, and one of the things that stood out to me yesterday as we visited a former plantation that is now being preserved by conservationists, and to be able to tell the story and the history of it, is that when we walk past type of melon that is used, that they allow to fall from the tree, and they use that to make maracas. In that, it made me think about the drum, and it made me think about how deeply the drum goes back to our history. I also thought of Sinners in the movie, how the timeline for the music, how it went from the African music to church, to jazz, to blues, to rhythm, and how it still runs through our veins no matter how much it tries to be ripped from us. But being on that plantation, former plantation, and seeing conservationists pull that together, it was just eye-opening. But it made me think about our time in different classrooms and having different experiences with different teachers. And I remember one teacher in particular, 5th grade, I remember we did a play. And in that play, we did a song called Wade in the Water. And I don't know if you know this, but when we did Wade in the Water, we learned that Wade in the Water was a way for enslaved people to communicate with each other in a way toward freedom. So it was a way for them to speak and say, we're traveling by water that night, or maybe I don't know the exact context of it, but I'm wondering if it was to travel by water, or either if it was wade in the water because God's going to trouble the water. So it was something significant about the communication that allowed them to be able to fight and to maneuver around our strength, and to be able to help us get to a place of freedom, to be able to have us sit here today in a place where we stand on their shoulders, where we have so much fight and tenacity in us that we're stronger and we continue to press forward. So that today, I say lean into that level of joy, the joy of knowing that we come from a people who have historically overcome, and that we can now be in a place where not necessarily rest full time, but we can relax to a degree because they fought for us so much. And that as we continue to fight outside of the rest that we take and the joy that we experience, there was that joy, that same fight, that same resistance to oppression existed in them, and it exists in us. So thank you for joining me for this 100 Days of Joy. I will see you tomorrow.